Is it possible that if we take a look at our past relationships, whether it be a boyfriend, a broken marriage, whatever, friendships lost, if you take time to look at it, is it possible that the way that friendship looks is our current relationship we have with God? It's shallow as can be. It's a show. Oops. So it's like 3:30 something in the morning and I'm working. And with me, when I'm working on graphics and stuff like that, whatever I'm working on, not important. I don't know. It's something about sitting in silence when I'm working that I don't like. I like to listen to music, listen to sermons, listen to something that's like upbeat and encouraging as I'm working. And somehow I feel like it translates into my work. Does it? It does. Wow. It does translate into my work. Usually I'm thinking it's just helping me to pass time, but actually I think it's probably putting my heart in a better place than it was before. I woke up this morning around 1 something from this dream that I had. And I came downstairs thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to read my Bible, and I still haven't done it yet. And the dream was interesting enough that I want to share it. And I hope that this moves somebody out there who's watching this to reevaluate what you consider to be a relationship with God. And I want you to take what I'm saying. Don't look at my experience because you don't know it, but take what I'm saying and apply it to your relationship with other people and realize that those other people are you and God. Because this is where I got from it today. So this all started yesterday. I usually, when I'm listening to different sermons or I click on something, I click on it not because I really know the person. I click on it because, I don't know, maybe there's something in the title that moves me. Or I don't know, I'm just moved to click on it. So I click on this one video and I'm listening to it, and I usually just let it play because, I can't look at it because I need my eyeballs to work. And I guess it goes into the next video, and this guy is talking about us returning back to our first love because we've left him. So he starts talking about how, Israel left their first love, even when they were out in the wilderness, and God is leading them in a path they've never taken before, which requires them to have faith. Not just saying, oh yes, I believe, but faith enough to move when God tells you to move, even though it makes no freaking sense whatsoever. You've never done it before. And yeah, sticking out a rod, what is that going to do? That's going to part what? That's going to part an ocean? Come on, let's keep it real. Is that going to part the Red Sea itself? No, but God calls us to see if we would be obedient. Because if we can't be obedient now and just believe him when he said something, how are we going to be obedient and ready for that next phase that we supposedly want so bad? That we supposedly tell him, yeah, God, I'm ready for this. I'm doing this for the Lord. I'm doing this to win souls. Are you really? Do you really trust God like that? Do you trust him enough to move regardless of what fear shows up? Because it doesn't mean the fear is not going to be there. To me, I'm starting to come to this place where I'm thinking that faith isn't just about saying, yes, I believe you, God, but faith is saying, God, I believe you. I believe what you're showing me. And I'm going to move in this anyway, even though I have no clue what's going on, even though I don't know how to do this, even though things are taking an interesting turn that I did not see coming. You got to do it anyway. Or, some people may not like what I'm about to share because you know what? Everybody don't believe in God. It's just having faith means that regardless of what the circumstances look like on the outside, you're telling God, I trust you enough to move anyway, even being fearful, even doing it if it don't make sense, instead of holding on to it so tightly, because you're going to end up losing it. The more you're trying to hold on to it, it's going to be like sand running through your fingers. Anyway, so let's talk about this dream. All right. So I have this dream that I'm going to get married. And I'm in a stadium of all things, in a very large, probably Olympic. Yeah, I'm going to say an Olympic size because it wasn't like your atypical stadium where you have, just a football field. It was some buildings on the actual field. In the dream, I'm getting ready to get married to my ex-boyfriend. And I feel like he's putting on a show. He's at the altar, at the certain part in the stadium, and people are cheering, yeah, You know, they're cheering, they're excited to see real love and people going after real love and showing their love. And I have this big white gown on. Then I get these flowers and this big heavy display thing. Well, one of them, it was a bouquet. The other one was like feathers. But they were from two people that I no longer have a friendship with. That's what I thought the interesting significance was. The two bouquet things that I had to carry that ended up becoming like this big cumbersome thing that I eventually ended up dropping, and I didn't even know where I dropped it, but it was too much. It was like, okay, I'm in this big white gown. I'm having to walk down this stadium, go down these stairs, and then somebody tells me, oh yeah, you go this way, and I'm going that way, and it's actually the long way. And you kind of sort of get frustrated. Anybody been waiting to get married? You know what I'm saying? You've been single? You kind of get frustrated. And I was getting frustrated as I'm walking all the way around. My legs actually started to hurt in the dream because I was walking and I was getting tired of walking. And I could hear them as I'm walking around the stadium. You know, people could see me from up in the bleachers, you know, and people were still cheering on, but he couldn't see me from where I was because I was on the field walking around, trying to get to that same point, but I took the long distance to get there. But I realized something in the dream, that it all seemed like a freaking show. The whole relationship seemed like a show, like a performance, like I want the world to see me and what I'm doing. And it was nothing personal about it. It was just all this glamorous look and all this work. And by the time I got to the doorway to actually lead me to where it was supposed to be, he left. And I think I was thinking to myself at some point, I was like, oh, I can't even pick up my cell phone and call him because I don't have it on me because I have this dress on. And I woke up and I started thinking to myself, but that relationship was fake. I have a couple of thoughts. I started to think to myself, the other friendship that I let go of, the one that gave me the feathers, she told me specifically that I didn't know her. So that also meant our relationship was fake. So then it made me question the other friendship that I felt like God was pulling me to pull away from, without me having any understanding of it whatsoever, and just trusting him. And it made me realize too, damn, if the other two people in the dream was fake, then that meant at some point my relationship with this person that I considered so dear, it was also fake. It may have been the closest thing to being like, yeah, that's the closest thing I know to what a friendship looks like, but it's not enough. But then I'm going to take it a step further, because the sermon that I listened to yesterday and the one I happened to click on today, talking about the same exact thing. What are the odds? Because it wasn't the title in the second video. What is the odds? Is it possible that if we take a look at our past relationships, whether it be a boyfriend, a broken marriage, whatever, friendships lost, if you take time to look at it, is it possible that the way that friendship looks is our current relationship we have with God? As shallow as can be. It's a show. Is it possible? I come on this morning at 3-something in the morning, and I'm not dressing up for this because you know what? We need to get real. When are we going to get real with God? Because he's coming. I know people don't want to hear this, or maybe you do. Maybe you think it's crazy. You know, maybe you want to distract yourself from all the pain, the labor pains you're experiencing, because God needs to set our butts on fire so we can get the hell up out of the nest and realize, dang it, we had wings the whole time. We had talents the whole time. We can actually hunt. He actually gave us gifts. We can actually fly out of our misery. We can actually fly out of our thorny spaces. We can actually fly. If we just allow that burning that God is putting underneath our butt cheeks to let us get out of our comfort zone and allow us to trust him more, for us to actually seek him more than when we're just in trouble. That cannot be the only time we talk to God. That's not a relationship. When was the last time you ran to somebody? When was the last time you ran to somebody and you only complain in their ear, and that is a friendship? And because they don't want to listen to your garbage, because they tired you whining in their ear, they're not a true friend. No, a true friendship is one where you actually care to sit down and read his words. Sit down and ask him about everything, not just only when you're in trouble and you take care of the rest and you figure it out and you do what you think looks like success. You do what the world says looks successful so you can look like the girl boss, the boss chick without the presence of God. And the only time God matters is when you are in trouble. I'm just being real. Like, I see this whole girl boss, girl boss. It is such a freaking deception. You can say you believe in God all day, but come on now. Are you really putting God in the middle of that? Or is it about you and you looking glorified and looking big? Like, I'm just being real here. Because in the end, it's all a show. But I'm going to tell you this. Based off of another dream I had, like, this is all happening within days. The way to God is narrow as can be. Narrow, enough for your body to fit through narrow. Well, maybe a little bit of space, but that's how narrow it is. The question is, are you wanting to take that double street main highway? It's more like double lanes, like on Ashford Dunwoody type road, because everybody else is taking it and it looks like the place to be, and that's where everybody goes. So that's what you want to do. I'm talking about Perimeter Mall, if anybody ever been to Atlanta, that road. Your life, for what's coming, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real, like for what's coming, because it's coming, whether you like it or not, and you should be able to feel it. You should see the shift. And if you don't see the shift, it's because you are not searching. You are not looking. You are told to be on guard. You are told to be paying attention. This ain't no religious stuff. This is right in the Bible. You can't have faith enough to pray to be rescued financially, but you don't have the self-control enough to sit down to read this for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what's in it. Please don't. Please don't. You are accountable for yourself and anybody else who is under you. Don't wait. Don't wait. You feel pressure by what's going on. You're praying, rescue me. Spend some time in that. Let go of the rescue part. He knows what you need, but actually start spending time in it, morning and at night. With all the stuff that's happening, the only place you are going to find peace is in there. And I couldn't understand why, when I didn't read, I didn't feel peace. But when I read it, first thing in the day, I felt peace. And somebody was like, oh yeah, because you're reading, your mind's calming down. No, these nuts. Excuse me. But I'm going to jump and tell you what it is. It's not because I'm reading and something's calming me down. Because I've read other books. I've never felt like that when I read this compared to the other books that I read. The other books, yes, sure, they open your mind to think a little bit differently. Or yeah, it's a reminder of stuff you've already read to like reconfirm things. But it's not like that. So the question to you is, based on what your current relationships look like, your dearest ones, whether you've had them, you lost them, or maybe you thought, I've never really had a friend, is it quite possible that is how your relationship with God looks like as well? It looks great on the outside in writing, but underneath is empty. It's fluffy. It's full of fluff. And this is going to be my video today. I hope that this opens your mind to really think for a second. We really got to get our heads out of the ground and look and see what's happening. Look. God gives you an open door of opportunity to seek him while he is near. I've been reading this over and over. I really feel like that is where we're at right now. Seek him while you can. Seek him while he is near you. He wants a relationship with us. Not so we can just worship this God, but so we can know what real love looks like, what a real relationship looks like, what it means to be patient. Because you can't just get everything right now because you want it, because it looks good, it feels good, it smells good. That's not a relationship. Rushing into, like, stop putting on a show.